Ambrocos, okay? And the main reason why I'm coming live these days, or I want to start coming live these days, is to try to impact my own community concerning the ill in the society, the sick things happening in the society, and to other content creators out there. They make it look like if you're not a baddie, you cannot break into the society, you cannot make the fame, you cannot make the money. And so most of them now are beginning to do ill things, sick things to make it into the internet. And that brings me back to the days of my old when I was younger. And I remember the teachings, okay? I wasn't just raised by my parents alone. I was raised with a lot of persons, with the community, in a sense that if I do something bad outside, before I even get home, they must have spanked me a lot. Yes, a lot of them would try to correct me by shouting at me or spanking me. And before I even get to the house, the result of what I did outside is at home. And my parents are just waiting for me to get spanked again. So, where we are getting it wrong now is that everybody's trying to keep quiet. Nobody wants to say a word. Nobody wants to correct anybody's child. And I guess it's maybe because of the fact that when you try to correct, they'll be like, no, leave my child. Don't correct my child. Do you have a child? Why correct my child? Did I tell you I cannot correct my child? Blah, 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 blah. So now that thing has really eaten deep into some persons that whenever somebody is doing something sick outside, they'll be like, no, it's not my concern. And it's eating deep, deep and deeper into the society. Now everybody just watching. Whatever it is you want to do, go ahead and do it. It's not my concern. My dear, that leads to where we are today. And to the generation, my own generation and the one yet to come, it's going to get worse, way bigger than the way it is right now. Content creators are now beginning to do bad things like shake your bum bum, do this, do sick things on the internet so they can gain views. Um, you know them, lots and lots of them. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not judging. Neither am I saying I'm the righteous. I'm the most righteous person. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to, the emphasis I'm trying to lay here is for the younger generations, people who are coming up, are watching, and their perspective right now is that if you're not a baddie, you can't make it. Okay, and there are still some persons, some learned people out there who are still doing something better, although they are not pronounced, yes, but they're doing something better. Okay, so you don't have to go wild before you break into the internet, before you make your own money. We need to correct the society. Yes, we need to correct the society because the way it's going, the next 10 years, the next 15 years is going to get bigger than the way it is. And that leads to another problem, and which is if you know you can't handle your children, you don't have the resources to take care of your children, don't give birth to more than two or one. I think two or one okay for you. Think about your resources, think about what you have, think about your pocket before you start bringing children to the world, because by the time you start bringing them into the world and you do not have the resources to take care of them, that is number one problem. And at the end of the day, you start looking for who to give your child to. It had to become a driver, it had to become a gate man. And whoever your child is going to stay with, it could be another problem because the person might not want to take care of your child in a proper way. And I'm saying this because of experience and sometimes from what I'm seeing out there. Okay, most people who give their children out, maybe for one reason or the other, are not doing well in those homes. They are not being taken care of. If you do not know, I'm letting you know right now that those children are not taken care of. They are not being taken care of. It's either they are eating once in that house, or they are not being fed well, or whatever it is they are eating in that house, that child do not have access to whatever it is their children are eating. That person do not have free access in that house, cannot even sit in the lounge, in the parlor, anywhere with the children. Why? Because there is segregation, because they feel like this person is not of our blood. This person is, an outcast. So you're not supposed to sit with my children. You're not worthy enough to sit with my children. And that is somebody's child. And I'm saying it right now that if you know you do not have the capability of taking good care of your children, minimize the way you bring them into the world. Yes, because things are difficult right now, and these children are not being taken care of. Sometimes when you look at their appearance, you will know already that this child is not of this person, because from the look, they're dirty, they're not being taken care of. Sometimes when they speak to you, their mouth, oh my goodness, look at their teeth, everything is. And the person don't care. All the person cares is my welfare. I hope you're doing what you're supposed to do. To wake up before every other person. They will sleep last. That's how bad it is. And they don't even let them communicate with their parents, with their loved ones. Your child can be staying with somebody for like 3 years. You haven't heard from the person. You haven't heard from the child. That's sick. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Neither am I saying I'm the most righteous. But I just want to be heard. Positively. I just want to be heard positively. That things that are happening out there, and most of us are keeping quiet. We can't say a word, because when you try to say something, you'll be trampled upon. You'll be matched like you don't have a say. That's not your house. Meanwhile, back then it wasn't like that. Everyone had a say. If you see someone not doing well to another person's child, you're correct. I'm privileged to say this because I come from a home. My parents don't do that. I was privileged to live with my cousins lived with us, and my mom was so disciplined to the point that I do most of the chores. Okay, not to make it look like because I'm staying with you, you're maltreating me, you're doing this, you're doing that. No, okay. See, if we do not correct what is happening right now, if we do not come together to start correcting the ills in the society, it will get. We will not like it in the next 10 years. So what are you doing? Are you training somebody's child well? Are you taking care of somebody's child well? Do you see your children? Do you see the other person's child? Are they equal? For crying out loud, we are equal in the eyes of God, in the eyes of our Creator. We are equal. So why being inhuman to another human? Come on, we have to think. We have to think. We have to be good to people. And sometimes you forget that this driver you're maltreating, this child staying with you you're maltreating, is your life, but you don't know. Yes, your life sometimes, let me just say physically, is in their hands, because this person hold the key to your